Hello and welcome to Star Wars Alliance broadcast. Today we are reviewing two Clone Wars arcs from Season 1 of Star Wars The Clone Wars.
Which are Duel of the Droids and Downfall. Wait, is it that? Downfall of the Droids, I'm sure that's right.
Downfall of the Droids is the first episode of the first
Yep.
arc we're going to review, and the second episode is Duel of the Droids of the second episode of the first arc. So,
Yeah, I kind of got a wee bit mixed up there. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Basically the whole plot of this arc basically is that R2D2 gets kidnapped by a junk deer or whatnot, and this junk deer is trying to basically grab R2,
Sell,
sell
or
him.
to sell R2 to Grievous.
Yeah, so
So
then,
that, sorry, so that he can get Anakin to come and save him and lead him into a trap, basically.
well, it's not just that too, to steal all that information of the Republic that R2D2 has inside of him and whatnot.
And the funniest bit as well about this episode was how Obi-Wan goes, Anakin, you have still not like that droid's memory yet.
True.
So yeah. So yeah, really funny scene
Yeah.
there with Obi-Wan and Anakin.
And there's some funny stuff in here too. Of course, there's the thing too with the new droid and whatnot, with
Hmm.
Anakin hating him and Ahsoka going,
Ahsoka,
no.
like, yeah, like loving him, etc.
Yeah, until we find out that he's a double-crossing shithead.
Yep, he was part of one of the like General Grievous, droids. But they painted him to look like he was part of the Republic.
Yeah.
I know, and I don't know how Anakin found him again. Was it on the space station or?
Yeah, what happened was that the station, this was a cool looking design too of this station. I thought it was super cool. It's in the crowds and whatnot. It's kind of shaped as I think it's actually the ball of the droid control ship actually does detach from the rest of the actual ship. I don't know for sure. It's been quite a while since I've seen the
Yeah,
episode.
same here.
Yeah, but I saw this design of the ship that they did, and it's a very cool design. I really do love it so much. So basically, is to get on that is they had to skydive basically
Yeah,
down.
which was a really awesome scene as well.
Oh yeah, it is a very awesome scene too, and you got a cool shot of all of them at the door hangers and what. I mean, at the door hanger and whatnot with the sun and such reflecting light and all of that.
Yeah, the funniest bit about this scene, how they were all skydiving in the Lego game, if you ever play Lego Star Wars for the Clone Wars, which we see Captain Rex holding on to the betrayed droid. What was the droid called again? Or
I have no clue what he's called.
well,
I
we'll just call him Double Droid or whatever. So in the Lego game, Rex has to hold on to him, but when Rex manages to land, he like drops the droid, and the droid like goes straight down into the space cloud station. So yeah,
oh yeah.
which was a really funny scene in that Lego game as well. So
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. And the drunk deer, not drug deer, the drunk deer, I think his name was Tohakbak.
yeah, I think it was actually.
No,
Or
it's
sorry
gonna
guys, we're trying to rewind our
gonna
memory
hint.
here.
I think it's gonna hinch. I don't know for sure. It's been a while, so I forgot the name, but the design of him too was not that bad as well.
Yeah, the
So,
coolest bit about this episode has to be we get to see Ahsoka use her lightsabers for the first time in the show.
um, well, yeah, I think in the show, because I don't think we never really saw her use her lightsabers in the. No, no, hold on. I think we did. It was.
Yeah, we did actually see her using the lightsabers like
Yeah,
in
so
the
yeah, you're right.
movie.
That's the first time we do see her with her lightsabers in the show. We saw her with her lightsaber, of course, in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, this episode was very nice. It didn't re it's not something important as in like later on in like season 3 episodes and onwards, you know. And you have to notice this too. It's like the early like season one and season two. There are some important episodes, but overall they're just fun stories, basically, or like oh hey cool Saturday night, cartoon action shows.
Yeah.
They don't really have like stories that you need to like watch and go oh my god, especially season one. But there's still some fun episodes. And of course, we are skipping a good episode, Rookies, where we get to learn these cool um, clone characters and whatnot, which, later on in the series, we get to see more of them and then fall in love with and such.
Yeah, we get to see Chewbacca as well in that arc story,
Yeah. But
which
so
was
far,
pretty awesome.
though, if I have to give this arc, these two episodes, a rating, it would just be a normal 6 out of 10. It's a nice, okay episode.
Now, for me, I would give it a 6 out of 10 as well. It was an alright episode. We had a bunch like of some comedy, how we get to see Obi-Wan goes to Anakin. Anakin, you forgot to wipe that droid's mind because he had some like intel for the Republic, like their new ships, their new weapons, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And I really like the bit with the skydive as well. So yeah.
Yeah, so a good arc, very good arc. Well, a nice arc, but we're just going to give it a 6 out of 10. So, on to our second arc of tonight. Our two episodes that makes this arc. And the first episode is called Bon Bad Jedi, and the second episode is called Cloak of Darkness. So, this arc is a okay one. Like I say again, it's a arc that's not super important, but it's important to Ahsoka in the second episode because we get to see her struggling with trying to restrain herself to, act as a Jedi would, because in the second episode we get to see her going lynch out against Newt Gunray, pointing a lightsaber to his throat.
I know, because that's not normally the Jedi way, etc. Most Jedi just like use like mind tricks to like calm the enemy down, etc.
Yeah, and Master Numenera is in the second episode to, give guidance, of course, to our long Ahsoka, but Ahsoka too gives guidance to Numenera, saying that, she does not need to fight alone in battles, and all of that such. Because in the second episode, we get to see Fentrich come in and such and fighting them both. Also, too, got a secret agent inside. Um,
The Republic.
the Republic that helps to rescue Newt Gunray, then Fentress kills him off later on. But
Yeah.
have you? And if you notice, we weren't talking about the second episode because, well, the first episode of the arc is really not all that great. I mean,
Because of Jar Jar Binks.
I won't say Jar Jar, but you know what? He's part of it. Yes. I mean, the first arc is okay. It develops what we need to know. Jar Jar Binks is on there with Padme. Padme's there to um, trying to talk to her uncle, which is weird that her uncle is a what do you call it? Basically a Greedo clone. I don't know the species. I'm trying to remember the species. I'm very sorry. And we get to see her trying to deal with this dispute, and then Newt Gunray comes and whatnot. She gets captured, and Jar Jar's mistaken as a Jedi and
Yeah,
whatnot.
because that was really annoying how we get to see basically like Jar Jar like fall in love with the was it the princess or
I have no clue. But basically, though, he's mistaken as a Jedi and let the humor assume and whatnot. And of course, after Jar Jar Binks says wild beings and whatnot, they capture Newt Gunray and all of that. But I mean, I like Jar Jar in episode one. Okay, I'm a fan of Jar Jar somewhat, but I have to admit, though, we should not have focus episodes of Jar Jar in the Clone Wars show. There's no need for it unless if he's doing politics stuff, which he was not doing in this episode at all. It's just him being goofy.
yeah like acting out as a Jedi,
Yeah.
etc. Like I think he does like act out in a Jedi again in season 6 of the Clone Wars or the Lost episodes, I believe.
Yeah, where he's with Mace Windu and whatnot, which
Yeah,
that was a more better episode than this one. I mean, that's a okay arc overall, but if you're talking about like him in that and him versus this, he's better in that one with Mace Windu. But the thing that pissed me off so much, though, with how they treat Jar Jar in the Clone Wars here, is that if you saw him in episode two, he was wearing this nice clothing and whatnot, and you kind of learn that, you know what, Jar Jar still has that rawness in him, but he's grown a little bit more, I should say, mature a bit, you know? Especially to, like, you saw the scene of him giving the supreme power to the Chancellor. He didn't go, we now, Misa, give the supreme blah 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 blah. You know, he
yeah.
said it in a nice, calm way. So,
Which was a stupid thing to do for Jar Jar,
Jar Jar, yes, but,
because Palpatine was the Emperor. Like, we didn't know it at that time,
yeah, but,
but
Palpatine was trying to get Jar Jar into guiltness and whatnot of trying to do that in that one scene where, you know, what will Sima Amidala would do in this situation and whatnot. But the thing is, what I hate though about the Clone Wars treating Jar Jar is that they don't try to give him more of the character development that I feel like he should, because I don't feel like Jar Jar is always that clumsy, oops, excuse me type of person, you know? I
yeah.
he had learned restraint because you need that in a Senate of the Republic, and you saw that too with his clothing. And it sucks too that they get this stupid shit old clothing back to him just because of their budget on money and whatnot. Which you know what they could have easily give him something similar to the robes he got there, you know.
Mm.
But still, though, um, the first episode was, I don't care for it. The second episode is the one we like about because we like to see Ventress back, which,
Yeah.
Ventress has become a fan favorite. And if you don't know, originally Ventress might have been the main villain for episode 2, Attack of the Clones, because there were sketch arts and whatnot of her and whatnot for the movie and whatnot. And she was going to be maybe the main villain, but they decided to scrap that, and so they, made her into a side character for Dooku and whatnot.
Yeah, there was like some leaked information that Ventress was gonna be in
Yeah,
the new Star Wars movie.
yeah. No, please no. But basically, though, Ventress has become a fan favorite. I think it's due to the Clone Wars show here, but I think it's due as well to the comic books and as well the first Clone Wars show, the micro series, the 2D animation series, which I think she is way much more intimidating and better in that than here. She seems more of that whiny teenager type of person.
And a true fact about Ventress as well, that she used to be a Jedi.
Which, in the original concept of Ventress, that never, to my extent, that never really happened, She really wasn't a Jedi and whatnot. She was just a person who really loved the Sith lore and basically wanted to become a Sith, become the true Sith, Which I think that's, to me, I think that's more better of a character. But of course, though, in the Clone Wars show that's now canon, um, she is a Jedi. She used to be a Jedi, then after that Sith, and then Bounty Hunter, and now in the upcoming book, it looks like she's a Jedi again. I
Oh
don't remember.
God.
There's an upcoming book. I don't remember if it's come out or not, but it's with a other famous Jedi that we see in one episode of the Clone Wars TV show, but he's very popular in the Clone Wars comic book series. He's the Jedi that has like the gold paint around his face and whatnot.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Grim Falls. I don't know. He has the dreadlocks and whatnot.
Hmm.
Good character, by the way. If you ever read the Clone Wars Volume book series that came out in 2005, I believe. Very good character. But in this new novel, we see him with Ventress and whatnot. She has a lightsaber. He has a lightsaber. So yeah, I don't know all about that, but basically, though, Ventress has become a good favorite character because of the show, and I think she was fine during the whole Clone Wars series somewhat.
And she had basically like comedy with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh yeah, like the love
Yeah.
mentor thing, which I actually like that. I wish Sever having like this love interest Obi-Wan. I mean, it's still nice having this love interest
Yeah. I
Obi-Wan.
remember, I think it was back in season 4 with the Darth Maul arc, I believe.
Yeah,
How we get to see Ventress and Obi-Wan just fight alongside each other. How we
yeah,
get to see Obi-Wan goes, red is not my color.
yeah. And the thing is, through the comic book series too, they've always teased this like relationship thing between Obi-Wan and Ventress, which I like. I really do like that a bit. I wish they kind of went on that a little bit more, and it would have been funny if Ventress did have a question on Obi-Wan. I think it would have been funny if they did that, but of course they just did the banter thing and hinted a bit here and there, which is
Hmm.
fine. That works too.
Now, for me, for this episode, I would give, or this whole arc, I will give it probably a 7 out of 10 because we get to meet Ventress like for the second time, apart from the movie. Actually, the third time, I believe, because
No,
she's
no,
in
no, you're right. Same time because she was not in the Maleficent arc.
yeah, she was only in episode 1 with the ambush,
Yeah, in the
etc.
ambush. Yeah, and that
So yeah,
yeah.
second time, and I really loved about the character, the voice actor who done Ventress, how she had this comedy on her, and we get to see comedy with her and Obi-Wan like in season 4, as I was explaining before, how
Hmm.
how they had like kind of a bond together. How we get to see Obi-Wan goes, red is not my color, and Ventress says something else, and they're fighting against Darth Maul and Savage Opress. So yeah, a great art story overall. What would you rate it?
Uh, I'll get to your point about Ventress voice actor here for a second, but before I could do that, my rating for this whole arc will have to be sadly a 4 out of 10. Just because of the Jar Jar Binks episode. I mean, if we're just judging the second episode, I'd be happy to give it a other 6 out of 10. But because you have to put that episode with the Jar Jar Binks one, I have to give it a 5 or 4 out of 10. Just because when you look at it as a arc, it's kind of weak. Now, on to the Ventress voice actor here for a second. I have to agree, this Ventress voice actor does a good job, but because I'm a little bit biased here, but I prefer the voice actress who did Ventress in the first Clone Wars series. It was such more of a dark, menacing tone to me with her look as well. And have you seen the first Clone Wars series?
No, I haven't actually.
Well, then you should. They have it online for free on YouTube. Just type in Star Wars Clone Wars Volume 1. Not the Clone Wars, just type in Star Wars Clone Wars Volume 1. And
Oh yeah, yeah, that one. Yeah.
and there's the whole first season, basically, or volume.
Was that cartoon one?
Yeah, it's the cartoon one.
Did I not get cancelled like back in 2000 and
It didn't got canceled. Basically what they did was they told what they needed to tell because Volume 1, because each episode was only like 2 minutes, 3 minutes long, and what they did was for the DVD, and this is what they put on YouTube, was that they put all the short episodes and put them in one long movie, which I have,
mm,
which is great. And then Volume 2 came along where they made each episode 5 minutes longer, and they made a shorter, basically, um, movie
fishing
out of them
or
as of how much less of the episodes. But basically, though, the second volume tells all the stuff we need to know before. Well, I mean, it basically shows all the events right up to the Battle of Coruscant, and it ends right at the point where Chancellor Palpatine gets kidnapped and whatnot and brought to General Grievous' ship. And we get to learn all this stuff of how Grievous got the coughing, how this happened, and da 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 da. Which
mm,
I love that a lot. And I don't know if that's canon anymore. I don't think it is because now Clone Wars is considered true canon. But with me, I like to always pick of what I think is canon and whatnot. I know that's stupid of me, but because there's so much stuff out there with Star Wars. I feel like that's so great about Star Wars too. It's just that you can pick your own canon. I feel like you can.
Ugh.
And to me, I would just put both of them as canon and just trying to figure out how to connect the dots. But unfortunately, you can't do that. But still, though, both good series. I highly suggest if you guys have never seen the original Clone Wars series, you go out and watch it. It's for free on YouTube if you want, and if you want to buy it on DVD, you can. It's cheap enough.
It's like £2 or £1.
Well, $10 at least, and whatnot. That's how I got mine, $10, the first volume. I've not got the second volume because that's a little bit more expensive, but yeah, though. So that was our review of the 2 arcs of season 1 of Star Wars Clone Wars. We still got some more arcs to go for season 1, so stay tuned for that. And also, too, with the upcoming Star Wars Episode 7 trailer coming up here, and also, too,
Wait, is our new trailer coming out?
yes, the trailer for Episode 7, trailer 2 coming out is coming out soon, so we will be talking about that when it comes out. Also, too, we'll be talking about the Star Wars Battlefront trailer that will be coming out here either this month or next month.
No, it's this month, April 17th
April
at 10 p.m., I believe they said.
So we'll definitely do a episode on that for sure. We're going to be talking about that for quite a while, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
For
and we'll also post it on our channel, the gameplay of it, and yeah.
Yeah, we will also to post some more stuff and whatnot, and some more news about Star Wars Battlefront. So yeah, stay in tune for those 2 things and some upcoming news as well when we get it about more Star Wars Episode 7 stuff, and also to with our reviews of more of the Clone Wars stuff. And if you want to, we might review the Star Wars Clone Wars movie.
Yes. I'll
Yes,
need to rewatch that again.
yeah, I do too. It's been like maybe a year or 2 since I've seen the movie. It's been quite a while.
Yeah, so
So,
yeah, that's wrapping it up for this episode of Star Wars Alliance podcast, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and may the force be with you all, and have a wonderful Easter, and yeah.
yep, bye.